Good day and welcome to the 2023 Fall Brawl in Lake Waccamaw, North Carolina. This event is normally held at the Badlands in like Myrtle Beach area in South Carolina, but that track is unfortunately no more. So here we are in this arena. This is their second event that they've done in the arena this year, and I guess this is going to be an annual thing here. So let's check it out. Let's do our track walk. First off, we got a nice long straightaway here. So far staying pretty smooth, couple little ripples as we go, but not too bad. And my line through this is kind of staying about middle to 3/4. And just holding that trigger down. So then we got our first feature. We got about an 80 to 70 degree corner here with a jump in it. And if you want to carry the most amount of speed, what's important on this guy, and the reason it is because setting up for the next one after that. So it's almost like you want to go a little bit wider here. You don't want to be hugging this tight. You want to come a little bit wider, bleed out, and actually try to land around this middle range. What that's going to allow you to do is to complete a complete circle here, a complete arc, and finish this corner. If you land too far on the inside, it's too sharp, and this is a pretty high speed double you got to make, and it's very easy to short it. So being able to have a nice arc all the way out here, and then you can line up. A lot of times I'll be wide of somebody, and then they have to push out. You can just carve right underneath them and take this double at your pretty close to full speed as well. A lot of full speed in this track you're going to hear. So you land it, you're mashed on the throttle, and again leading about middle on this guy. And this one is also, you can brake check up the face of it to get a little bit of a downside if you want to. Otherwise you can kind of launch it as well. If you launch it, you're landing about out here. Doesn't really hurt too much. So either one, whatever you're more comfortable with, either downside or launching. Depends how your suspension maybe lands. But then we have one of the trickier doubles on this track. You really have to carry speed on this guy. The lip isn't very sharp, and it's hard to get enough lift to clear that. If you can hug this pipe, it's hard to see from the driver's stand, but if you can hug this pipe, that's your shortest distance. This is a wedge. It's a little bit further out if you're going out here. So coming down this guy in the middle and then carving in and trying to, kind of, the other way you can unload the car. I kind of let off briefly right about here for just a brief second, let the suspension kind of come back up and then gas it. And that seems to help get a little bit more lift. So if you are struggling with getting enough lift on that, consider a quick pop off the throttle and gas right on it again up the face and get a little bit more lift. So we're landing about mid-range here and trying as quick as you can to get into this line, stay in the line. If you get out in the dust a little bit more, it's definitely more pushy. If you can stay tight, pop over this first roller, and then we got this really angled wedge here. So it's kind of, if you want to can roll it here, then you can almost use this and kind of jump into the next one if you're feeling comfortable. Pop into the face of this guy, slow, stay tight. And we got this tight little S section here. So got the left, you can see where the line's at. Get that here, then got to the right, and then we got the triple feature. So you're angling, you're coming at it, and you almost can force yourself to go left, almost like you feel like you're gonna go over the left pipe. But in general, you're not going to. You can see the natural line up the face of this is actually turning a little bit to that left. And you can kind of jump over, clear that triple. But again, these things are all pretty tricky because you have to have speed. So if you're with traffic, it's very easy to not have the speed that you need and have to case the jump. Anyways, if you can, you're lining nice and tight off this triple. And it's all about lining everything up as straight as you can. So if you can land on the inside there, you can give it a nice straight shot almost to this, pitch that back end around or just slow down. This is our slowest section of the track, a very tight S section. This is also the first section that's starting to get some character in it. And this track got super blown out at their first race. They're doing less water at this one. Hopefully they want to keep it together a little bit more. But if you can hold tight, nice beeline to this guy, slow down quite a bit, stay up here. Make sure you clear that before you give it throttle and kick the rear end up. So if you can stay on top. Got a nice straight angle of this guy. See a little hole there, not too bad yet, but we're only on day one of practice. So we still got a day of practice and a qualify tomorrow. So pop up over this, nice throttle, I'm mashed on here, just kind of controlling my steering with the wheel and the throttle, and just fast as I can around this guy, hitting this pretty tight, and then starting to bleed out. So you're taking this section all the way to the end of it. If there's no cars with you on your side, trying to start angling towards that far corner back there. So you got this double, which is a good 3/4 throttle double, and then this guy, you can definitely, scrub on it to get the downside, but we are actually really launching this as well. If your car lands well, you can launch this double and land almost in the face of this next one. And by doing that, you're carrying a lot of speed. You hit that, you scrub, which slows you down enough, pop over this double, and then what I'll do is I'll land with a quick flick of the brake, upset the car enough to get the rear end to come around, and try to drift it into the groove and down the front straight. And we got a new little rut developing there, so we'll see how that transpires as we continue on. But that is a lap around the Fall Brawl here. Let's go up on the driver's stand really quick. I'll show you my view from the stand. Pretty nice driver's stand, nice and wide. That's pretty unique. So again, we're here, bleeding out. And then take this a little wide, just a little bit out here in the middle. Kind of stop in the middle again, and then start to carve in and try to go a little bit tighter on this guy. Full throttle. I'm about 3/4 at least. I might scrub here, bring the wing high, just to bring the nose down quicker. Nail that gas, stay on it. Then make sure you force yourself out just enough out here so you don't hit this inside pipe. Because if you're inside and you have to let off at all, you're not going to probably make it. You got to have a nice arc in the middle, and you kind of bring it in. Clear that double. Try to stay as tight as you can to this guy. Single. Pop over into the face. Single. Tight here. Get that quick S action. Move out semi-wide. And I mean, from up here, it looks like you're completely going over the pipe, but in general, hopefully you're not going to. And you're going to just go straight over there, land on the inside. Give a little bit of a left input if need be. Get the rear end to come around for this little off camber. This is the slow section, really slow down here. Make sure your car is lined up. Go up here, watch out for these bumps. Mash the throttle. Got a 3/4 full throttle launching it out to here. Then lands up in there, hit the brakes, control the throttle to go back on the straightaway. So that's a lap around the Fall Brawl. We're turning about 28.4 is my fast lap for the day. So hopefully we continue to see progression of the track and have an absolutely great time. Turnout looks awesome. Facility's really cool, my first time here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and if you're not here, come back next time. Come back next year. So take care, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.